Good afternoon. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Kaylee, if you haven't been here before. This is From Seed to Plate, and we're going to be making tomato soup today. We're also going to be just prepping some corn for the freezer because I have those and I want to take care of them. Since I'm already cutting up onions, I have a couple more that I will cut up and put in the freezer. I also need to prep some kale and put it in the dehydrator, so I have green powder. And I think that's it. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I already got my cutting board. I'm gonna grab my pot and we're gonna get some onions cut up and get those on. And then I think we will do the prep work because I think I need to cut the onion or we're cutting onions. I think I'm gonna cook onions for 25 or 30 minutes because I think they want to caramelize a little bit. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get this preheated going and start cutting up some onions. Oh, I have a bag that has onion, carrot, peels, and I use these for chicken stock. So we'll put our onions in there. Oh, I also want to make some, my brain is not working today. This is going to be interesting. Pickled red onion, because I ran out and I love this stuff in everything. So we're going to do that. And then I already have garlic out thawed because I do it in the pucks. So I think that's all we need for now. Oh, let me get the kale out so I don't forget to do that, because it's already starting to turn yellow a little bit and I do not want it to go bad and waste it. I do not like waste. Let me also get out my bag for scraps that go in my compost. A lot of the time I just do a bowl, but I already have a bag started that has hardly anything in it. So we'll just put it in there. That'll be like the corn husks and the kale stalk, rind, whatever it is. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands and we're gonna get started chopping. Kind of hoping these onions aren't super strong. I would prefer not to cry today. I need to get some goggles or something. I don't know. I'm pretty sensitive to onions, but that's why I like to chop them all at one time so I don't have to do that very often. I'll peel the skin and stuff off, but I like to leave the root end while I'm cutting onions. So I'll cut this end off. I'll get rid of that. So I do cut it in half, but it's like I cut down the root side. And then I'll peel them. Jeez. Oh, these are juicy. Oh no. It's actually 2 large onions, so there's quite a bit of onion going in the tomato soup. So that's fine. So then we'll have one to go in the freezer. I love having pre-chopped onion. It makes life so easy. You don't have to do anything else to it. I just chop it and stick it in the freezer. So, like, you don't have to blanch it or anything like that. And you can just cook it from frozen. I put it in anything that would have chopped onions in it. And I just throw them in there. I just give them a minute or 2 extra to cook and you're good to go. So rinsing off your knife does help. I found that's really the only thing that helps at all. People say like a wet paper towel. I've tried it. It kind of helped. But if you have really strong onions, it doesn't. Whew. Oh yeah, these are... I might have to take a little break before I start actually chopping them. I'm just rinsing the outside of the onion a little bit and where I cut because they were a little bit dirty, which is fine. They grow in the ground, so if there's not a little dirt on them sometimes, I'd be concerned. All right, so for the tomato soup, we're gonna put butter, oil, and onions, and a teaspoon of salt in there. Let me turn this down a little bit because I think we want to cook them low and slow. So let's do So I don't do the cut this way. One, I don't like cutting toward my hand because I've cut myself a couple times and I'd prefer just not to. That'd be preferable. And I don't find that it makes any difference. Like the lines here, the layers of the onion do that for you. So I don't really know. Maybe it's just to get a smaller dice, but I don't need teeny tiny dices. So it doesn't matter enough to me to cut toward my hand. But to each their own. You do whatever makes you feel comfortable in your kitchen. I do turn it and cut it this way because I find that the knife slides down the side sometimes when it's rounded. So cutting it flat like that. Oh, this onion is spicy in my eyeballs. And you don't have to cut the little ends off of here. I just don't like to waste. But then I do use the extra for my broth, so not really wasting, I guess. Woo! The onion is getting me. I don't even know for this if you need to cut these this small because we're going to blend it. The recipe that I am using is from Becky from Acre Homestead from scratchpantry.com is her website. I actually use a lot of her recipes. I don't love tomato soup usually, so, but I don't know that I've ever had it homemade. I've had it like at a restaurant and I've had it out of the can and I don't love it. So I figured I would try to make it homemade. Makes total sense. But I have found that homemade stuff a lot of the time tastes so much better, and you can do the seasonings to your liking and stuff like that. So that, I think that makes a huge difference. Yeah, I mean, I like other tomato products like tomato sauce and pizza sauce and that kind of stuff. So, but as a soup, so we'll see. She puts cream and stuff in hers, which I actually don't even know that I have enough, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. I have powdered if I really need to add, if I want more cream. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get these onions put in there. My eyeballs need a break for a second on this other onion, so that works out perfectly. All right, oh yeah, that's too hot. I'm gonna throw in butter, do oil before that browns. Let's get our strong onions in here. This is a lot of onion, but we're caramelizing them, so they will cook down. So it just looks like a lot right now, but it won't be when we're done. I think this is gonna give this soup really good flavor, and I really hope I like it. If not, I will give it away to people that would. I have some friends and my sisters and my mom that if I make something that I don't really like, not because it wouldn't be good, just because like I'm trying a recipe like this that I normally wouldn't like, and it might be better, but I still don't really like it even after I cook it. I will pawn it off on them. Or share, whatever you want to call it. All right, and we're gonna put, I think, a teaspoon of salt. Okay, stir that around a bit. All right, so our first component started. I am gonna cut the rest of that onion, the last onion I have, and just stick that in the freezer bag. And we're gonna let this cook down. Oh, there's a little root end. Get that guy out of there. Okay. So I just get a couple onions at a time usually, sometimes one or two. And then I just keep adding to my bag of frozen onions. Actually I have like a block in there, whatever. And whenever I take it out, I just break up the pieces. I use onions so often that I'm sure there's no pieces of onion that have been in there a really long time. Because it doesn't make sense to me. And now if I was doing a big batch of onions, I might use a vacuum sealer and do it that way. And oh, no. But I get like an onion or two a week, so this works perfectly for me. And I get an onion or two a week because I get like a box delivery thing. And then I usually wait till there's like 2 or 3 onions like I just did, and I'll cut them up and put them in the bag. Just do it all at once so I don't have to cut onions all the time because I don't enjoy it. I don't know that anyone enjoys cutting onion, but I really like the onion flavor in everything, so I will keep cutting it. All right. Stir these. All right, good, the heat's come down. Let's do this red onion, and then we'll be done with onions, which will be nice. And then I need to sweep the onion off my floor that I just stepped on. Okay, so this one, because I'm gonna do pickled onions with it, I am not going to cube or dice, whatever you want to call it. I am going to cut it lengthwise. So I'm still going to cut it in half, leaving the root end on, and peel it. Hopefully this one isn't as strong. The red ones usually aren't, but sometimes they catch you off guard. So I'm literally gonna cut this the same way I did the other one. We're just not gonna do the dicing part. So you don't have to leave this connected to do this. I just find it to be easier. And I like really thin pieces. These onions. Whew. All right, so, and I don't care if that comes out, that's fine. I do want to cut this a little thinner, so we'll just do that. But I just cut it in too far close to the root and it came off. That's fine. Just disconnected. All right, so then all I do from there is just cut the little root end off and then just tear those apart. So I'll put it on like taco bowls, tacos. I actually started putting it on my eggs. I do like scrambled eggs and then sour cream and pickled red onions. So good. And I have found about 1 red onion will fit into the pint jar. Some people put their brine and stuff in first. I always put too much if I do that, so this is just like a quick pickle that you put into the fridge So I'll just leave it in my fridge. I'm not canning it or anything. I don't even know if you can can. I mean, I know you can pickled onions, but I feel like they would lose their crunch. But I don't know. Let me know if anyone has ever tried it and if it's any good, because that would be cool to have. All right. I'm gonna cut this one down a little further so they're not all sticking together. And then I'm just gonna do that, I think. I can break them up with my fork. I don't feel like splitting them and trying to squish them all in there. All right, so this is our onion in our jar. So we are gonna add red wine vinegar, water, and sugar. And that's it. That's how I like mine. It is not complicated. Use whatever ratios you like. I have just tried some different ones to see how much of each thing I like. And I like vinegar, so I like mine pretty vinegary. So I'll probably fill mine like 3/4 of the way with red wine vinegar and then the rest with water, and then add a tablespoon of sugar, teaspoon of sugar, whatever your heart desires. Might have to go get my other bottle. Oh yeah. All right, I got my other bottle of red wine vinegar. Just gonna add a little bit of sugar. I measured this, I think, the first time I did it, and I haven't measured since, and it always turns out good. It's just, if you like it more vinegary, you put more vinegar. If you like it sweeter, you put more sugar. All right, then we get our lid. I like using the plastic just because it's vinegar. I don't know, and I like that it doesn't come apart when I use it. So I'm just gonna shake this to mix it all up. I actually might need to add some more fluid because it's gone down a little bit since we shook it up. That shows you how much air is in there. So like when you're canning, make sure you always debubble because there's always a lot of air hiding in there. Yeah, so I'll just add a little more water. And you can do all vinegar. If you love vinegar, you can do all vinegar too. All right, so that's done. We're just gonna stick it in the fridge. Make sure to check our onions. This might be, oh, I gotta clean my floor real quick. This might be too low. Maybe not. They look like they're doing all right. Next, I'm going to get my kale ready and put it in the dehydrator. Because, like I said, it's already yellowing and getting limp. And I do not want it to go to waste. I'm not making any soup or anything to put it in right now, so we're just going to dehydrate it and add to my greens powder. Oh, we're going to put this away because I don't think, we're not doing carrots or anything. So this is my broth bag, which hopefully we'll be able to make some more of that soon. And this is where this bag comes in. Okay, let's rinse this off. And as long as there's not any like brown gross spots, I'm still gonna use the yellow leaves. Like, I mean, so this has some dark on it, so I'm gonna get rid of that, but it's fine. If you don't wanna use it, you don't have to. But I'm not gonna waste it because it's still edible. Now, I'm not gonna keep like any mushy pieces, you know how lettuce, it's mushy. I'm not going to do that, but any crisp pieces that have just changed color a little bit, I'm going to keep those. So I have my trays here, and I have little cover things to put on them so that the kale doesn't fall through when it dries, because it shrinks a lot. I really need more counter space. Okay. I would love to buy a house with a big kitchen and island, but I live in Florida, and Florida real estate is crazy right now. It's getting better, but it's still not what I want to pay for it. So I am just going to deal with my little kitchen that works for now. I take these out, ribs or whatever, and I take out some big ones that might be on like the bigger, these aren't very thick, so there's not really, I'll probably just keep all of those. But I've gotten some that are like huge and they have like big ribs coming off of them also. So I will take those off because they take forever to dehydrate and then they get kind of hard, and I'll just use that for compost. All right, one down. I'll set it over on the other counter over there. All right, yeah, see this leaf is discolored, but it's not mushy or anything at all. Might have like one teeny spot that's getting there, but it'll be fine once we get all the water out of it. Like I said, if that bothers you, don't use it. Put it in your compost or trash, wherever you put your scraps. Oh, too busy talking and forgot to put my thing on here because it will fall through these holes. They're big enough that even like these ones will be tiny and be able to fall through there. So I don't want to leave that. All right, we're gonna get these in the dehydrator. I just stack them on top of each other to bring them in here because my dehydrator is not in the kitchen. But you gotta make sure that your leaves aren't sticking. That's why I needed 2 hands to do this. I don't know how long it's going to take. We'll do that. We'll do that. There we go. Powder on the way. The last thing we're going to do today, besides make the soup, is prep my corn. So I get a couple corns in my boxes. Not every week, but every couple weeks usually or so. It depends on the time of year. It's kind of seasonal. So we're going to get these shucked, par cooked, and then cut off the cobs and put in the freezer. So we'll do that real quick. So we do still need to cut up. I think the only thing left we have to cut up is our tomatoes. You can't judge me for my tomatoes though. I've been procrastinating making this, and a couple of the tomatoes have gotten a little overripe. But we're making soup, so I think it'll be okay. If there's any bad spots when I cut them open, I'll just put them in my compost bin. I love corn on the cob, but I just don't eat it a lot. I actually tend, and I didn't used to put the corn in the freezer. I used to just leave it on the cob and be like, oh, I'll eat it. I'll eat it for, you know, make it for dinner or whatever. And I just didn't most of the time, and it would go to waste and just go in my compost. And I really don't like that because I really like corn. I don't know. I only want to eat corn on the cob every now and then. I don't want to eat it a lot. So this works a lot better for me. And you can do this, like if you get a really good deal on corn and there's you have a bunch of it, you could do this with a bunch of it, and then you can freeze it in either vacuum seal bags or just freezer bags. All right, so I do need to get a pot on for this. Salt. Salt your water, turn it on, it's helpful. And we will bring that to a boil. And then, well, I'm just gonna stick these in here in the cold water, it's fine. And we'll bring it to a boil it for a couple minutes, and then we can cool it off, cut it up, and our corn's done. Oh, that's a lot of water. All right, I'm just gonna get these corn husks off of here so that I can get my tomatoes ready. So this recipe does call for fresh basil, and I'm in luck because I have some in the garden. All right, so we're gonna leave that because we're gonna put our tomato scraps in there. So these two tomatoes look great because I just got these Thursday. Don't judge me for the ones I'm about to pull out. I had to put them in the fridge because they're very overripe, some of them. So we're supposed to have 10 cups of tomato for this. I have canned diced tomato if I need it. We might need to, especially if some of these have some bad spots. I definitely waited too long to do this. But we're doing it now. I honestly have just been procrastinating because I don't know if I like it. For some reason, when I don't really like something that much, like when I'm not looking forward to eating it, sometimes I procrastinate it. I don't know what the reason for that is, but I do it. Yeah, I don't think we might have to use some canned diced tomatoes. I get some organic diced tomatoes from Costco. Okay. Ugh, yeah, this has some black spots on it, so I might need to cut that off. The inside looks good. Yeah, so I'm just gonna cut any little, it looks like it's just on the skin, so that's a bonus for me. It doesn't say if I'm supposed to get the skins off of these or not. I don't know. Oh, this one's not gonna have much skin left anyway. Which I think will probably be just fine. Yeah, see, this has some mushy spots, so I don't know. Yeah, there's one little spot that doesn't look good, but okay. We'll use what we got, right? I hope these tomatoes are good. I don't like raw tomatoes, but I do like cooked tomatoes in almost anything. However, I do like some raw tomatoes out of the garden. I'm growing a bunch of plants right now, but some are doing well and some not so much. So I don't know how many tomatoes we're gonna get. We'll see. I feel like whenever I start the garden that nothing's gonna grow, and then some does. So, and it's only my second year gardening, and I really only gardened, there's like 2 seasons a year here. Like you garden in the fall and the spring instead of spring, summer, but it's like 2 full, like we can pretty much garden. I mean, we can garden all year here, but the summer's really hard because there's a lot of bugs. Like you have to do very specific things. Like it's not like you can't do tomatoes and peppers and that kind of stuff through the summer. It's just too hot, too many bugs, all that jazz. Okay, cut that off. But so I've really only done, this is really only my second season. And it's only my first fall season. So I'm trying to give myself grace. But I planted a bunch of tomato plants. And the one bed that they're in. I think I need to put a lot more nutrition in, which I didn't think I was going to have to do. I got some, it's just mulch compost, so maybe it doesn't have any nutrition in it because it's not 100% broken down. And there's like, but I did top it with compost, cow compost, or cow manure compost. So I'm just going to try to like fertilize those weekly, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just guessing and trying things. So we'll see what happens. Did I get that end off of there? But anyway, my point was, I don't know how good these tomatoes taste. And I'm already making it. So if they don't taste good, they don't taste good. I don't know. But it would be interesting. Ooh, this, yeah. This tomato might not be usable. I don't know that I want to use this tomato. Okay. Maybe this side. That side was mushy. That's real mushy and a little brown. But I'm not going to waste the good parts. This whole chunk is good, so we'll use that. We'll just see how much this makes, and then I'll add can of diced tomatoes. All right, I'm getting a bowl to put these tomatoes in so that I can get everything cleaned up. Oh, you know what? I still have, I forgot about these. So I need the cutting board anyway for the corn, because that is just now about to come to a boil. Like I said, I don't know. I could watch her video and see if she took the skins off, but I don't feel like it. I am not proficient at cutting tomatoes. I do not cook with fresh tomatoes hardly ever. So don't judge me. I'm going to have, I mean, once I start getting some in the garden, hopefully, fingers crossed, I will get more proficient at it. See the best ways to do it. But I have no advice on that because I don't know. I'm just doing what feels right. Might be time to sharpen some knives, boys and girls. This one's getting a little dull. Of course, I didn't use my little, oh, what are they called? Words are hard, real hard today for some reason. The thing used to straighten the blade that comes in the knife block. I cannot remember for the life of me what it's called right now. I didn't use that, and I should have with as much chopping as I'm doing today. That's okay. Okay. Ah! I cannot work in the kitchen and not get something on the floor. Ever. It's not how it works here. All right, so that's 2. 4. So that's 6 cups. So we need 4 more cups. So I gotta figure that out for canned. Ah, I just stepped on the tomato I dropped. Disgusting. Ah, that's gross. That was squishy under my tootsie. Okay. I'm just measuring it because I don't feel like doing math. This is easier. All right, so that's, oh, so this should be perfect. Okay. Because I needed 4 more. So that was 2. And these ones are skin, so there won't be as much skins. All right. I think that's perfect. See, it works out. It almost always works out. It works out eventually, even if you have to restart. Let's get this out of here. Some tongs. Can't take the tongs out without squeezing them together. It's just not right. You're clicking them, clacking them, clickety clack. All right. So I am still waiting. Before I put the tomatoes in, the onions need to be done, and I need to put the garlic in. So I really hope I like this. It's gonna make way more than I thought. Now, if I like it, I will put it in containers and put it in the freezer, because that's how I do a lot of stuff. Like I'll make a bunch and then freeze it, especially soup. I love having soup available. I am definitely a soup girly. So, okay, now these are starting to get, they're starting to break down more. I think it's still gonna take a little while, but I don't want to turn it up anymore because I don't want to brown them. So, that's fine. I have a lot of the day left. So we'll just let these keep cooking. I gotta wait for the corn to cool down to cut that off because I don't want to burn my little fingies. I can put, well, no, I can't put that away yet because that has to go in there. I can get these cleaned up. So I'm just gonna wash the pan. I'm gonna turn on, the Bucks are playing today, so I'm gonna turn on the football game. It actually started at 1 and it's 1:40, so I've missed 40 minutes. So I'm just gonna watch that for a little bit while I wait for these onions to caramelize. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go outside and grab my basil because it is thundering and lightning out and it hasn't started raining in my house. We actually haven't had a good thunderstorm in quite a while. So I'm not sad about it, but if I want basil in my tomato soup, I need to go get it now. So let's go. Tai, let's go outside. Oh yeah, look at the sky. Oh, I should probably hurry up. It's starting to drizzle. I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder. It's been pretty blue skies lately, and oh, why are you peeing on my pot, you turd? All right, here's my little basil plant. Ooh, let me hurry up. It's about to start raining on me. Okay, it's already raining, so I'm just gonna, it needs a little hair trim anyway. So this basil plant has actually been going for a long time, so it'll probably keep going. The weather here is really good for growing this. So we're just gonna give her a little hair trim. I think it said half a cup. I am starting new plants, but this is the only one I have right now. I have dried basil too if I need more. All right, well, whether that's enough or not, that's all we're getting. So it feels like about 12 years later, but I'm guessing that's enough. If it's not, oh well, because these have been going for a long time and I would really like to get this done. So they've been cooking like 2 to 3 hours. So I am done with them. All right, so let's get our garlic in there. So this recipe calls for a head of garlic. So I thawed some of my garlic pucks from the freezer. I chop up, pre-mince my garlic and just use a cookie scoop and put it on the a pan. Freeze them, stick them in baggies. So I had to do no chopping of garlic. So we're just gonna cook that real quick in there. So after we cook our garlic, we're gonna add our tomatoes, salt, and pepper and simmer for 35 to 45 minutes. So this still has a little ways to go. Ooh, that garlic smells good in there with these onions. Smells really good. Okay. Where did my tomatoes go? There they are. Like I said, I'm not worried about the skins of half the tomatoes because we're gonna blend this. So it'll be all right. So I'm just gonna mix this together. Well, I guess let's add salt and pepper before I do too much mixing. I like salt, don't judge me. All right, and then we will adjust salt and pepper for taste once we're done cooking it. See how the flavors melt together? Yeah, I think the onions are done enough. They got nice. I mean, I guess it just wouldn't have the same exact flavor if they weren't done enough. But they were nice and brown. So there was a couple pieces that were starting to get a little too brown. They were starting to get a little crispy. So I don't want to overdo it. I think for this, I'd rather underdo it a little than overdo it. Then we'll put the lid on and let it simmer for 35 to 40 minutes or 45 minutes. All right, guys, this tomato sauce has been simmering for longer than 30 minutes for sure. I'm supposed to put this in the blender, but it is still really hot. I just turned it off. So I think I'm actually gonna wait just a tad bit before I do that. My camera cut out here, but this is what the soup looked like after I blended it and added basil to it. All there is left to do for this soup is to try it. It needs more salt and pepper. And I will probably, you don't have to put cream in it, but I'm probably gonna put cream in it. And I think it'll actually be really good. It tastes a lot different than the canned stuff. If anyone has never tried homemade, I actually like this. It's good. I think it's gonna be even better when I add a few things. I might add a wee bit of brown sugar. It's not overly acidic, but it's a little bit, just a little. So she says you can add up to a 1/4 cup. So I'll do like maybe half of that. I think I want some more pepper. Honestly, I think I might make some bread and make a grilled cheese to go with this. That might happen. That sounds really good. It's been a rainy day. I mean, even though it's hot and humid out, it's been rainy and gray. So I think it would be good weather for grilled cheese and tomato soup. So I might share this, so I'm not using the same tasting spoon. I like the acidity level. I think I still need more salt and pepper though. I didn't put very much in it, and I like both of those things a lot. So, but I don't want to put too much because I have a tendency to do that sometimes. Okay, let's get a little bit in a bowl. Let's add some cream to it. It has a really pretty color. And it tastes so much better. Like, I don't like the store-bought stuff at all. I think it's gross. This is really good. I actually really like it a lot. And I think it's going to be even better with a touch of cream in it. Oh, now it's even prettier. All right. Oh yeah. The cream just like, I don't know. It needs the cream. Yep. I will be adding cream to every bowl. If I were canning, I wouldn't put the cream in, but I'm going to freeze it. I think I might just go ahead and put the cream in there because that just like finished it. I don't know how else to explain it. It just finished it. It's really good. I will definitely make this again. 100%. And I will probably be canning it. This would be so good on like a cold day. I think I'm gonna make a grilled cheese too. I think that's gonna happen. It's so nice to try something new because especially homemade, because I didn't think I liked tomato soup. I just don't like store-bought tomato soup out of the can. I like homemade tomato soup. But yeah, so that's it for today. I hope you have a great one and I hope to see you next time. Bye.